Hey guys, it's Becky.
Hey, it's Billy.
So we are back again. We are coming to you with yet another kind of discussion from our conference earlier, or I should say later.
Actually, yeah, in
At the end
October.
of, yeah.
It's crazy. It's already been almost 3 months.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So the Business Boutique, and I think we'll probably wrap up maybe one or two more sessions. But we wanted to come to you today and talk to you about one of the speakers, Bob Goff. I don't know if you guys know him, but he is awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we've got like our notes down here, so we may be looking down just to make sure that we're sharing all the things with you guys. So had you heard of him or before?
I did, actually.
Okay.
I heard him on a podcast. Christy Wright had him on Business Boutique podcast because I think she was kind of showcasing all the speakers that were going to be there. So he was one of those. And I just fell in love with him because he's amazing, first of all. And he's just so sweet and humble, and he just loves people where they are. And I thought that was so neat. And he brought that into the conference. You could so tell.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And we talk about all the time the Enneagram. And
oh my God, that's my favorite thing.
That is your favorite thing.
I love it.
But what he talks about is like, he is absolutely ideal number 7.
Yes.
Like, he is so full of energy.
Yes.
He's so positive. He's so bubbly and loving.
And the way he sees the world. And I'm a 7, but I'm nothing like him as far as that goes, because like one thing he said that was so funny was he said when you are in the ocean, if you're a 7, some people will see sharks, but you see dolphins. And I was just like, I don't know if I'm that much of a 7, but I thought that was so funny.
That is, I actually forgot about that one. So glad you shared that one. So one of the things I was telling Billy, I had read his book a while back. I think it's Love Does. And at the end of every one of his books, like, he just talks about like how it's important to just be available to other people. And he takes this to the extreme. Like, he has in all of his books, in the back of it, he has his personal cell phone number.
That's crazy.
I know. And I know we're seeing a little bit more of that, from a lot of the influencers nowadays, but he's been doing this for years. Now, he did have a funny story.
He did share a funny story that actually someone had a car accident and there was an insurance thing, and they called him and asked for his opinion or something. It was so funny.
It was so interesting, and he was like, not really me or anything that I know anything about, but
but he still took the time to talk to the person and try to help them. And that was just really his whole point of his whole discussion, is just really being available for people. Yeah. And he said you have to love everybody, especially the frustrating people, because you're one of them too. Yeah. So I thought that was funny. But I love that, and he welcomes people.
He does.
Not just invites, and that was one thing that you wanted to talk about too, that he just welcomes everybody.
Yeah, I love it. Kind of like what you were saying, even like when I was reading my notes, I was like, and he talks about like how important it is to love others, especially the difficult people. And then I was like, I'm reading my own handwriting, and you're one of them. Wait a minute. I was like, I guess I am.
Yeah, we all are. We have our moments, right?
But I also think like, those people that are difficult, right? Difficult in our eyes. Right. There's probably a reason for that. Like, there's something that they're going through, right? We have no idea what.
And they probably need it more than anybody does.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, a couple of things that he talked about though is being just genuine, being authentic. Yes. I think this is something that is just really important to us. To make sure that we're there for people, but also like to do it, authentically.
Right, and really care.
Yes.
Not just be there, be authentic, but just like really care about that person.
Invest is the word he kept saying.
Yeah, he
really
did.
Invest in people.
Invest in people, and that's so true.
Oh my gosh, but so hard, right?
Yeah, it can be, for sure.
So one of the things that I really liked, he said, was talking about listening, like how critical it is that we listen. And I think we all, how many times have we gone through like effective listening training at work, or even in school. I get it, I hear you, I know what you're saying. Right. But like, he kind of takes it to the next level, and one of the stories that he talks about what he does for people that he interviews, and this really just stuck for us.
Yeah, it was so good. Sure. Yeah, so when he interviews somebody, they'll come in and he'll just mention that he wants this I can't remember exactly how many pounds, 3-4 pound eggplant. He's been looking for one, he can't find it. And he just mentions it in the interview, doesn't say anything else about
just
it.
Casual talk.
Just a casual
somehow.
conversation. That's kind of how he opens. And then they'll go on with the interview, and then when the interview's over, the person that actually brings the eggplant back to him is who he hires.
No one else.
Yeah, is that not crazy?
Yeah.
I love that though, because that just goes to show what type of employee he's listening for. Is it somebody that really listens? And it wasn't about business. It was about him as a person wanting this eggplant. And I thought that was so neat, because sometimes I think we just try to impress people and we don't really listen. And he made that whole interview about that listening process.
He really, really did. And I don't know, like, how often is it? I think that we need to take this from both sides, right? It's also important that we are mindful about what's coming out of our mouth.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, I think that we need to speak positively and just be mindful about, like, what we're saying other people are picking up, especially our children.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. They're a little product of us.
They are. So yeah, if you have any experience with Bob Goff, I know too you'd mentioned the podcast.
Yeah.
So we'll include that
Yes,
where
definitely.
she was talking.
Yeah, it was really good, and it got me fired up to get to listen to him more, because he's so energetic and so bubbly and fun, and he just truly loves people where they are, and that's how we all should be. So it was a great lesson to listen to him with her on the podcast. So we'll link that to the notes so that you guys can take a listen to.
Yeah. One of the things too, like I actually forgot about this until you were just telling that story. So at the conference, Billy and Jen, one of our friends that was with us, had another session in another room, and my session was actually in the same room. Remember this?
Yes.
And all of a sudden, like, I see these women just like darting to this side of the stage, and I was like, what is going on? And literally I was sitting right there, so I was like, well, let me see if I can see what's going on. And he had came back out on the stage and was like encouraging people to come up and just talk. And I was just like, this is so funny. Like, literally, he's like doing selfies with every person that gets in line. So much so that his people had to come and be like, okay, look, the next session is getting ready to start, and we need you to come on. And I've been standing in line for a little while. And I was like, oh man, like, I really want a picture with him. And he was like, okay guys, this is the deal. Like, we're gonna do a speed selfie round. So
like speed dating.
Yeah, like speed dating. So literally he was like, all the people, he started just like having them ready and was doing selfies with them until he had literally gone through the whole line.
That's awesome. And so she has her picture.
Yeah.
And so we can post that too, maybe, so you guys can see that. Because he's just so fun.
Oh my gosh, even in the picture, like, both of us just like we just look like we're like two friends just having the best time, right? Because he's just so positive, just the energy you can completely see.
Absolutely. And there was one other thing I want to share about him that I really liked. So do you guys remember, I think it was like maybe a year or two ago, when the guy accidentally pushed the button that sent out the message to everyone that said, seek shelter.
Like, this is not a
test, but it was actually a test. It was a mistake.
Yes.
So he said, I felt so sorry for that poor guy because it was really a mistake. So he reached out and offered this guy a job. I thought that was so neat.
Yeah,
because he's like, everybody makes mistakes. It was truly a mistake. Poor guy. He just needed loved. I just wanted love on him. I gave him a job. So I thought that was so neat.
Yeah.
Because we all make those mistakes,
absolutely.
right? Every day. So we just have to show grace, really, to people. And he embodies that. So
he really does.
Great.
Yeah. So as we kind of wrap up, guys, like, first off, we only kind of skimmed on this, so I'm going to throw this back out there just because I know it's something that you love. If you guys don't know about the Enneagram, like, be sure to go check it out.
Do it.
Share in the comments, like, you know, what number are you?
Yeah.
I'm a 2, which means I'm a helper.
Yep, I'm a 7. Richie's a 2, and Will is a 7. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting too, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah.
Well, it's also funny because, like, then you can start to see, like, even he was talking about, like, how I can't remember what his wife was. I kind of believe
she's a 9. I think
9.
maybe.
Okay.
I think.
I can't remember if she was a 9 or a 2.
Oh, she might have been.
I can't remember specifically, but he was talking about like how, you know, sometimes he has to kind of calm his 7 down for, I don't know, I'm sure that, you know, everybody can relate to that on some level or another.
Sure.
But it's cool, like, to use that tool to see whether it's your employees, your family.
Yeah.
It's just a good way.
It
so
really
that's one takeaway. I want you guys to go check out the
absolutely.
Enneagram, and we'll definitely link in the show notes below.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So take that test for sure.
Yes. The other thing, you know, just kind of to wrap up is we want to make sure that you guys are just listening to others, being mindful about what's coming out of your mouth as well. And I would say lovingly holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
And even asking others to do the same for you. You know, if I'm speaking something that I shouldn't be, you know, whether it's gossip or negativity, like just, you know, hold me accountable there.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so another takeaway too, I think, is don't invite people, welcome them.
Yeah.
And I think that was so great. And he even said that, like, you know, personally or professionally, you know,
Absolutely.
don't invite people to your home, welcome them into your home. You know, make them feel that love the minute they get there. Same thing with your business. Don't invite people in, welcome them in. They're going to be more likely to have conversations with you and to have business with you if you do that.
Yeah. So Billy, I want to dive a little bit deeper into it.
Okay.
So what does that mean? What does that mean to you?
Well, to me, I feel like when I invite somebody over, maybe I'm doing it because I feel like I'm obligated to.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. But if I'm welcoming them, I wholeheartedly want them to be there.
Yeah.
And they can tell that. People
100%.
can absolutely tell if you really want them there.
Yes.
Or if you're just inviting them because you feel like you have to.
Yeah. Some of our friends used to say, like, if you're, if I know that you're coming, like, I'll prepare my house and put everything in all the order. And they're saying, but, like, if you just want to come and hang out with me, like, you're welcome to come anytime, but you got to know, like, it may not be all put together. And I think that's so good.
And that's okay, because that's real, right? I mean, when people come to my house and it looks put together, that's not real. Right? I'm telling you, because we live in our homes. So, and that's how it should be. But that's like family, I do welcome them anytime. Just come on over, and you're going to get what you get. But
absolutely. Be prepared. I will welcome you, but you've got to welcome me.
You got to welcome my mess.
Absolutely. So again, like I said, we're just finishing up some of our sessions that we want to talk to you guys about the Business Boutique. Feel free, again, reach out to us. Let us know if there's anything that we've talked through that you're, you know, more curious about, or maybe you can share some insight for us.
Absolutely.
Like, we're always loving to learn if there's something that really resonated with you guys. And be sure to
follow us on all the channels. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Sorry, I almost forgot. Our most important one right now. And our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.